pointing that way. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Check out this tree. I'm about to go in to MRI and register, but I wanted to check in with you guys. We would have checked in on the way here, but it's wet and gross out. It's cold enough that my fingers numbish. So Eli may check in with you guys while I'm in the. Is something gonna
What?
happen?
That took a turn real fast. I thought we were here for an MRI, not surgery.
Apparently. Well, I didn't say OR either. I said ER.
Emergency room.
So, I mean, I don't know. Do I know something I don't know? Maybe
You're predicting the future.
So Eli may check in while I'm in the MRI to let you know how it was doing the IV, because I'm a really hard stick. So this should be fun. If he does, I will include that clip between this one and the next one. The next time you see me, I will be updating you on how I feel after laying in the MRI. I don't have high hopes because I woke up this morning and my lower back and hips are so tight and sore. I'm terrified, but I'm going to go do this thing. I love you, and I will see you in the next clip.
She's getting ready to go in the MRI machine. It's my first time seeing one of these. Put this earplug in so it takes me to borrow your arm in a minute, okay? And open and close a couple of times your hands. Make it quick tight. So I will check back on you guys in a minute, okay? Well, here's to hoping they get her on the first try. Probably not. Yeah. See you guys later.
Hey guys. So, obviously we're done at the hospital. When we got when we got
Bless you.
yep, when we got out of the MRI. Oh my god, I keep sneezing. I'm allergic to the fact that I had an MRI apparently. When we got out of the MRI, sorry, I didn't mean to hiccup on you. I'm a hot mess right now. Jesus. When we got out of MRI, I just needed to get out of there. I'm not even gonna lie and try to hide it. I needed to have a cigarette and just get moving, going and get my mind off of the fact that my back was locked crazy tight. So when they got me out of the MRI, I went to the bathroom. Eli helped me get my boots back on, and then I was like, no, let's go. I'll end the video somewhere. And then when we got outside, it was pouring rain, so we just carried on our way. We knew we had to stop at the mall on the way home because I forgot to get cat food yesterday. I got dog food and cat litter, but forgot the cat food. So we had to go pick up cat food. So I just decided I'd stop here and end it. I'm gonna go home and put my feet up, and hopefully my beautiful love will make me a latte when we get home. Do you have a question? What?
Did the contrast feel the same as the other machine contrast you did
No,
before?
not at all. Yeah, I didn't even notice. The only thing I noticed is when they put the contrast in, they then flush um, your IV port with saline, and that was the only thing I could feel and taste. Saline feels cold, and very few, or well, I don't know. It may not be as rare as the doctor that told me it's rare thinks it is, because I've talked to other people that can. But I'm one of the few people that can taste saline when they put it in your vein. It gives you a taste at the back of your throat. It sort of feels like, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe what it tastes like, but I can taste the saline when they flush the line, which sucks. And it's always cold. Like literally, I didn't even. She just came in and goes, "I'm gonna hold your hand now," and then we discussed the um, contrast because they forgot to get my weight, and so we discussed my weight, what I thought it was, and then we discussed the contrast and like whether or not it could hurt me if they ended up giving me a bit too much. And she just held my hand there. All of a sudden, my hand went cold, and I went, "Whoa, that's cold." And she's like, "Oh, that's just saline." I'm like, "Oh, yep, there's the taste." And she laughed. I was like, "I can taste it," and she's like, "Yeah, some people can." I'm like, "It tastes nasty," but yeah, no, it didn't. It didn't feel anything like the contrast for my MRI or for my CT. That one makes you feel like warm down your thighs. Like you literally feel like you peed on the table. I was like, I had to keep checking with the nurse. I'm like, yo, I feel like wet. And she's like, you're not. I'm like, no, like down my thighs, like really. And she's like, no, it's just the contrast. I'm like, okay. But this one, I felt nothing. She put it in, I felt nothing. She flushed the line, put me back in. I sneezed in the MRI machine after they put the thing on. And at least this woman, I had an MRI before. Well, I've had a lot of them, but I had one before that when they went to they do it a lot because of my tumor condition, but they MRI my full spine, and which involves your head. And last time, oh, not last time, like a couple of times ago, the lady said, we're going to be MRIing your spine and your brain. So don't move those things. Great. The entire time, because I have ADHD and anxiety, I was laying in that MRI, and that one was 2 hours. This one was what, an hour and a half?
About
This one was an hour and a half. But the time that the lady said, don't move those things, it was a 2 hour MRI. He winked at me when he walked that way. Then he got by the tree, looked back, and winked again, just to make sure I knew that he was winking.
creepy.
It was, yeah, it was a lot.
My cookie.
But the lady goes, we're MRIing your brain and your spine, so don't move those things. So for 2 hours, I laid there going, how do you move your brain? Wait, is my brain moving because I'm thinking? I mean, if you're thinking, your brain is sending signals. Well, maybe that means my brain is moving. Okay, maybe I should stop thinking. How do you stop thinking? Great, now I'm thinking about not thinking. And it was like a vicious cycle for 2 hours. I was miserable. And I literally came out and said to her, dude, maybe next time, the next patient that you have to do full spine, just say don't move your head or spine. Because head is fine. You could tell me not to move my head. I know how to not move my head. I'm like, I don't know how to move my brain, let alone not move my brain. And then she went, oh, I'm so sorry. And then she like stared off into space and I went, what you doing? She's like, trying to figure out how to move my brain. And I was like, see, you did that to me while I had to go into an MRI. And she's like, oh, fair. So the lady this time, when they did, I think 4 segments, 4 cuts on my spine, um, pulled me out. And then they have to put this like cage over your head. It's not like the one that goes up close for like um the scans, I can't remember what they're called, but it's just like okay, it's goes over like this, it's split here and split here, like split 4 ways, and then it clips into the headboard, and that's so that they can get the views of your brain. But today the lady goes, so now we're gonna take a couple cuts of your head. Which, don't panic. Look, it's all in one piece. Cuts is just the pictures. They're gonna take a couple cuts of my head, so don't move my head. And I was like, okay. She goes, he wants us to check your brain too. And I was like, yeah, it's normal. And she goes, okay, just don't move your head, okay? I was like, okay. And then she wheels me back in there, and then they put the air on for me because I'm mildly claustrophobic. It's not bad at all, but if I'm having a particularly hard time breathing to begin with, sometimes it'll act up. So I always am open with them and honest with them and tell them that I'm mildly claustrophobic. And so they had the air on high and it was tickling my nose. And the way they had me, like the position they had me in, it was like tickling my nose, and I could feel a big sneeze. And I went to squeeze the alert ball so they knew to stop the picture, but I couldn't, and it was like achoo, achoo! And so she like stopped the picture. She goes, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "That was a big movement." I'm like, "I know, sorry, I sneezed." And so they had to pull me out one more time after that because she was like, "I have to redo the image," and I was like, "Yeah, I figured." And so she redid that image. Then she pulled me out to let me breathe for a minute.
Shit.
Minute. What?
Guy accidentally went with the phone.
Oh. Then she pulled me out to let me breathe for a minute, and she goes, "You good?" And I was like, "Yeah, sorry, I had to sneeze, and I couldn't stop it, and I didn't have time to like squish my little ball so that you knew to stop the imaging." And she's like, "It's fine." She's like, "You were just doing so well, sitting there perfectly still, and then all of a sudden everything moved." And I was like, "Yeah, sorry, it was a big sneeze." So, on that note, I've now done like I don't know how many minutes of video.
Just about 12.
And Eli did some footage while I was in the MRI. So, I don't know how much of this. Well, you're gonna have to see all of this end one, but there may be bit, whatever. Fuck it. I'll just upload the whole thing because now I can't cut that out because I fucked up too hard.
There may be pits in this video.
My editing may suck for today, but I'm like negative spoons. So it's the best I got. Also, hear how lovely I sound. I sounded somewhat normal when I went into the MRI. And then I came out of the MRI, and now I sound like this. So, love that for me. We're grateful for you. We love you. Oh my god, I'm in so much pain. This microphone feels like it weighs 1,000 pounds. We. Alright, guys. I'm gonna go home now. I feel horrible. We're grateful for you. We love you. And we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Merry Christmas. Don't catch my cold.